Hi, it's Jackie, welcome back. Today I got something a bit different. I've got a full day of cooking for you. It's going to be sort of low carb, lazy keto sort of cooking. Yeah, so I'm aiming for about 20 to 30 meals by the end of the day, depending on what the portion sizes and stuff come out. Now, I will show you what I'm doing as I go along. I won't go into mega detail about measurements because I'm one of the people that will use what I've got, and I'll just throw the remainder in. I will measure it, but I will just throw, and it won't help you. I don't think you can use common sense. I think a lot of cooking is about common sense. So you can use whatever you want. I'll show you what I'm going to be using, and at the end we know what I've got. And yeah, I've got my bright lipstick on because I've been shopping. I've just got my groceries around me right now. I've got my cat gates getting under my feet and a fly that won't bugger off. It's a sunny day and I'm indoors cooking all day. Brilliant. So I will also show you just quickly first some of my storage that I've got as well, so that might be of interest to you. Hold on. So I picked up some of these from Amazon. I've been wanting these for ages. These are ones that tend to be used by like bodybuilders and stuff, and who have those bags with those 3 meals a day in it all prepped up for them. These are quite expensive. I think they're £11 delivered. I think it was a 10. Yeah, 10. But the reason I bought these was because they were on a coupon. I got them for £4. I wish I'd bought more, to be honest with you, because I kind of reuse Chinese containers and stuff like that. I haven't got good stuff for this particular meal prep. This is the company that they are from. I just kept hold of this. I don't get any, I haven't got any codes or anything for you, but this is what came inside the packaging, so I held on to that while I got that. And I just grabbed some very basic cheap ones from the pound shop. These are going to be for one of the things I'm making is soup, so these would be really good for that. I bought 3 of those. So don't know why I did buy 3 of the same. I didn't feel like it. There you go. So that is my containers for today. Okie dokie. So the main thing I'm going to be cooking today is a leg of lamb. I don't cook lamb very often. It's a bit too expensive for me. I do really like it, but it is a bit too much. So this one was like £14.82, which is in the US is like $23. It is quite a lot, but there's loads here. So I'm aiming to make 4 dinners, but there will be obviously some left over, which I'll probably just box up separately and have elsewhere. I'm also going to be doing some baked radishes. So I'm going to put garlic and rosemary and all those things. There's my garlic for that. I'm going to do some baked radishes, which you've never ever had. They are very low carb for baking. When you cook radishes, they lose all their bitterness and their bite and their sharpness. They go very, very plain. And the texture's kind of like a wet potato. So the closest thing you're going to get probably to a potato. So I'm going to bake these and have them. I'm making to make 4 portions, so half a bag of these. So this is a 200-gram bag. So 100 grams of radishes that are baked. It's only 1.8 carbs, so it's a really good way to have a low carb veg with your dinner. So making those, and I'm also going to be cooking this now. I didn't order this. I did my online shop, and I ordered cauliflower rice pouches, and they substituted it with this, and they no longer do cauliflower rice in my particular store. So I'm annoyed. So they gave me this, and I've got 2 of these. This is it's very high in carbs, but it is very good for you. Sweet potato is really good for you. So I'm going to be using a portion of this in with these. So looking on here, this is a 200-gram pouch, I think. Yeah, 200-gram pouch. So in the whole of this pouch, there's like 19 carbs, which is quite a bit. However, obviously this is quite low. The lamb's going to be nothing. I might do a little bit of gravy. So I made you half a pouch of these, and I've got 2 of these. So it would be a good way to use up this. So this would probably give me a 12 carb dinner. And I'll sort of do those. So that's what I'm thinking with these. With sweet potatoes, obviously it's like, it's sweet potato and all that stuff. However, you can still factor in lots of vegetables and stuff if you're careful. And sweet potatoes is really good for you, which is full of nutrients and vitamins, and it's really fat. So it's really good for you. And yeah, I've got it in the cupboard and I want to use it. So that would be the lamb that I'm going to be cooking. So the next thing I'm doing a cheesy leek bake. I was going to do it with a tin of artichokes, but I saw this on offer. This is asparagus, and I'll just do asparagus and leek. I was going to put some bacon in it, but I saw this ham hock that's already cooked. I'm going to stir that in for sure. I may put a little bit of bacon in there, I've got some can I bought as well. I may put that in there just to give it some body. This is a block of cheese that I froze. It's not done well in the freezer, so I'm just going to use that rather than buying fresh cheese, and get rid of that today. Once you've cooked it, it doesn't really matter. So I'll make a cheesy sauce. I'll cook my leeks, make a cheesy sauce, cook my asparagus, put it in a pan with this, cheese on top, roast it and divide it up. That is as simple as this gets. I've cooked this before quite a few times. It's really nice. And I think a portion... it's around about 8 or 9 carbs if I remember rightly. I will show you towards the end what it looks like. It's very delicious looking. So that is what, but you can use, I mean I use leeks, you could use cauliflower instead. You could use any vegetable you got. This is what I have on hand to do my bake. So that is what I'm going to be having for my second meal prep dinner. Okay, the next thing I'm making is a Thai fish curry. The reason I started this off was I found some fish kebabs in the freezer, but there wasn't quite enough, so I got them on offer. And this was like a salmon and white fish mix. So I thought I'd get a bit more. I saw this on offer for £2, so I decided to go for it. I've also got some coconut milk, and I've got some Thai red paste. Saw this kit as well, I thought it would be really nice to have in there as well. I also got some bok choy. Now bok choy on its own does not freeze. If I put it in the freezer, it would come out smooshy. It would not be nice. But it's okay in things like curries and soups and things like that. It does its job absolutely fine. So I'll be shredding that in there to have in my my soup. So I'll be making hopefully 4 portions of the Thai fish curry as well. And with that curry, I've got to mention I'm going to be doing some garlic roasted broccoli in the oven as well as a side for that. And getting towards the end now, I'm making some celery soup. I've got one here. I've got another 3/4 of one in the fridge, which kind of inspired me to do some soup with it, because I'll be using cream for my my curry, which I'm also making. I'm making another curry. I've also got a whole head of broccoli, which I'll chop up and garlic roast. You could just use regular broccoli and boil it up and blitz it up. This is for thickness, but I think roasting it first gives it a completely different flavour. So I'll be doing garlic roasted the cauliflower, cooking it up in a pot together, blitzing it up with some cream and some stock, and making just a soup. I'm also going to add in some shredded chicken. I just bought some pre-cooked chicken because just for the ease of it really. I thought it'd be easier. And I've also got, I'm also making a Himalayan chicken curry, but the bits and pieces are in the cupboard, so I won't show that, but I will show you the finished article. This is going to be chicken and cream and some spices, and I keep it very simple. Very simple as a butter chicken, but I'm using a Himalayan white paste instead. I will show you that as I'm going along. So that is today's day of cookery. I'm going to get myself a cup of tea and let's get this oven ready for this lamb and crack on. So just a little update. It is a little bit chaotic in here already. I've only just started. I have got my lamb in the oven. I've got it on 6. I'll make it 6.5. I do it sort of low and slow for about 3 hours. I'm also putting in my first batch of vegetables. This is my cauliflower with some garlic pieces as well. Just a drizzle of olive oil. I'm going to roast this up, and this is going to be going into my cauliflower celery soup. Hopefully that'll be what I'm showing you next. So moving on, I've got myself a pot of boiling water. So my kitchenware's all old, so this isn't a designer kitchen. I apologise for used pots. This is about, I don't know, an inch of water in the bottom of this pot. I've got my cauliflower, celery, which I've chopped up. This once after I chopped it, I measured it out. It's about 1.5 bags to be in about 470 grams. Eyeball it yourself, work it out, because every time you make it, I don't need to throw away 1/4 of a stalk because it's not matching what I'm matching. So just make it yourself essentially and adjust the new macros. So the water, there's that there. Now I should have put vegetable stock. I didn't have any, I forgot. So I'm going to put a little bit of chicken stock in it just to give it some flavour. I've got my cauliflower roasting in the oven, which let's put a little bit of this in there. I actually would have preferred vegetable stock, but there you go. I'm also going to be putting in there, because I love my garlic, as you're probably picking up on, a little bit of onion and a little bit of garlic powder. Once the cauliflower's already starting to go brown, once that's all done, this is boiled in about 15 minutes. I'm going to put it all in there, let it simmer up a bit more, and blitz it up and add some cream in it to make it cream of celery soup. And that is essentially all I do with celery soup. It's very simple, and I will show you that probably next. Okay, so we are making the Thai red curry soup. I don't know, stuffed fish. Anyway, it's fish. I quite like this quite thin, so I've just got in there a tin of coconut milk, red Thai curry paste. I've got my fish portions, which I don't like to fiddle with because they fall apart. I end up getting a load of mush when I cook fish. I'm not a big fish cooker. I've got like the kit that I got, but obviously the lemongrass, I didn't blend the herbs. I'm just going to put them in there just to get a bit of flavour out of them, get the oils come out, and the lime leaves are the same as well. I did find this like Thai vegetable kit, which I thought I'd get rid of, as well as the bok choy is going to be, it's a mess. The bok choy is going to be going in there as well, so I'm going to be chopping it up, putting it in, and I think with these, because the portion sizes, I'm going to be putting them in these little ones here, so I can have a full tub of those. I think that would probably work out about right. So once the vegetables go in, this will be a little thicker, and yeah, let it come to the boil and reduce down a little bit, and yeah, that's going to be, I'll calculate this one already. So as I was waiting, I put it in MyFitnessPal. It's going to be 470 calories and 11 net carbs. Not particularly high on fat. There is a little olive oil in there, but other than that, it's very low. So this is not going to be a proper keto meal. It's more just a low carb one. This is the soup I'm going to be blitzing very soon. This is my cabbage, cauliflower, and cooked celery. I'm going to blitz that with my cream shortly, and be doing that as well. So yeah, my lamb's still cooking away. It's been there exactly an hour. Yeah, looking very good so far. They're making quite a lot of progress. Okay, so we are good to serve. Just let this cool down a little bit. So that is my Thai style fish curry. I'm gonna take out this lime leaf, and there's some lemongrass stalks in there. It's quite. I've had a little taste, obviously. It's quite warm. It's not hot. It's just warm and creamy. More of a soup really, but that's okay because I'll probably just have it on its own anyway. So that was 470 calories and 11-ish grams of carbs. I'm going to pot this up, and that is meal number 1. So this is the soup, which I've now blended up with the cream in it. There's quite a lot here, so I'm going to actually say this is more like 5 portions. I'm also going to add some chicken in with it separately, but I wanted to show it as it was before I add the chicken in. But because of the size, I'm going to say this is 5 portions. So I'm going to ladle this out. It's 140 calories and about 8 carbs as it is without the chicken. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to cook is I'm just going to cook a very basic chicken in this paste, and I'm assuming it's spicy. I'm going to cook some chicken, maybe some onions in this. I'm going to cook the chicken, and then I'm going to stir in probably some cream, just to make it more like a butter chicken with seasoning in it. And I'm going to serve this with broccoli, which I'll show in a minute. So I've got my chicken in the Himalayan paste with a little bit of water, which is the instructions. Once this is cooked, I'm going to add just a bit of cream in it to give it a richness. And then I will serve that with some broccoli that I've garlic roasted. I'll show you that again when I'm plating up. I've got in here some leeks, some asparagus, and just a handful of spring onions because they were in my fridge. Should be coming to the boil at some point one day. Been there for because it's a big pot. It's going to take ages to boil. That's done, and my lamb is now done. As are my radishes. So I'm going to plate these 3 up. Ready for my next lot of meals, and make some space, and yeah, keep on cooking. Okay, so this is the Himalayan chicken and broccoli. So I did mix it up, and I put in the cream. The cream is split slightly, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really affect how it tastes. I've had a little taste of this. It's a little bit vinegary. I wish I'd kind of done more like a butter chicken or a vindaloo or something like that. But I used what I had, which is part of the reason why I'm cooking. So I've got all these 4 here, and they're added in. I think there's like 400 something calories and 11 carbs, something like that. But yeah, I'll add that in as well. But that's another 4 meals for me. Okay, so the lamb is all done. I've chopped it all up. I've given about a 200 gram portion of lamb in each. That's a bit of garlic, by the way, roasted garlic. So 200 grams of lamb, 100 grams of sweet potato rice, and some about 100 grams of pre-cooked weight of baked radishes. I haven't put any gravy on here, just left it a little bit of meat juices. May add gravy when I serve it, possibly. This is about 500 calories each, and I think 11 and a half carbs as it is. I'll probably put some butter on it when I have it, and all that stuff. But yeah, that is my roast dinners. So this is the cheesy bake. I just took a pit stop for our evening dinner. Ham and cheese, leeks, asparagus. I'm going to divide this by 4. It's going to be quite a good portion size, and it's about 580 calories and 12 and a half carbs, which is pretty okay for an evening meal. So I'm going to get this boxed up. So this is my full day of meal prep. So just going back, I've got my roast lamb, radishes and sweet potatoes. I've got my celery soup with got some extra chicken thrown in there. I've got my cheesy ham leek bake. I've got my Himalayan curry with broccoli and my tandoori Thai fish curry. All in all, probably about 5 to 6 hours of cooking. Very tiring, but I've got 21 meals here. I eat differently at the weekend, and I will usually a couple of times during the week I'll have obviously things like salads and things that are fresh that I'll just cook. So with this bank of meals, I like to think I probably got about 5 or 6 weeks worth of meals in my bank, so to speak, and I will be adding to it as I go along as well. So I hope that's been helpful to you guys. Sorry there's no measurements and stuff. Hopefully just inspire you to do a bit of batch cooking and see the things that you can make. And I'll see you soon.